Hello everybody, welcome back to another speed build. Today we're actually doing a spooky speed build. I have been wanting to do some sort of spooky inspired build for a while now, and I thought I was gonna get like 5 out. I had a whole bunch of ideas. My main idea was to do the house from Insidious, but you know what, life happens and those builds are not happening. So looks like I'm only getting 1 out, but if it has to be 1, I'm happy that it is this one. Last night I was just kind of playing around. I didn't really have a game plan, and I was drinking some wine, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna have fun with this. So we end up with a community lot. It's a park in Brindleton Bay on the 40 by 30 lot. I think it used to be the dog park or something, or the dog and cat park. But yeah, I wanted it to be sort of like the festival lots from The Sims 3, where you could like go into the haunted house and bob for apples and do all that crazy stuff that we definitely can't do in The Sims 4. So that's what this is. Obviously, you can't really actually do anything on this lot. Well, actually, we get the pumpkin carving stations in, so there are a couple activities, but it's more for the aesthetic. But yeah, so this building I'm building here is supposed to be the haunted house, which I actually think turned out really nice. I wanted it to be very stereotypical, like basically when you Google Halloween haunted house, this is what comes up. Or at least when I was growing up, this is always what I was taught was like a typical haunted house. So not a lot for your Sims to actually do in the house, and I keep it to 1 floor, so it's more of a facade. I just knew I wasn't going to be able to furnish 2 floors it would just get very repetitive. So I think it looks quite nice the way that it is. But yeah, I use a lot of spooky day stuff, a lot of vampire stuff, and I think eco lifestyle as well. And obviously cats and dogs because we were in Brindleton Bay. But I definitely didn't limit myself to packs. I used a lot of buy debug items as well, which I normally actually don't use too many because I find it hard to find the stuff. So there's going to be a cut in this build somewhere where I just disappear for a while and it's just me looking through the buy debug and just pulling out items. So I find that to be the easiest way to do builds like this. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed building this. I think this was the most fun I've had building in quite some time. So maybe if I'm feeling absolutely crazy, I'll be able to do the Insidious house too, but I'm thinking by Saturday there's no possible way because I am working every day till then. But who knows, maybe if I pull an all-nighter, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And I definitely don't want to upload them past October 31st because as soon as October 31st is over, I am on Christmas mode. So yeah, maybe some Christmas-inspired builds. But yeah, so the lot is pretty actually small, but I think it was the perfect amount of space because again, we don't really have that many activities, so I think it worked out perfectly. I'm adding that truck there. Realistically, it doesn't really make sense because where is that truck even driving to? But just imagine that wall's not there. And this is a Sim, so we're here to use our imaginations anyways, but that truck was supposed to be for the vendors. This area is sort of like the food market or the food stalls. I don't know what it would be called actually, but I use 2 food stalls, one from Seasons and then the other one is from Eco Lifestyle. So I figured that truck would be how they would get in and out with their product. Yeah, I don't know. And this is the fake cemetery. I was gonna use some of the cats and dogs ones, but I was like, I have no problem with sim deaths, but as soon as a cat or dog dies in this game, I'm just not okay. So I decided to not include any tombstones with cats and dogs on them. Use those little ghosts from Spooky Day. I wanted this to feel like very commercial Halloween, I guess is the best way to describe it. Again, this is supposed to be like a festival, so these are technically just all decorations, but that is the pumpkin patch area, and I use Patchy the Scarecrow. I actually think I use him twice in another area. I use a lot of pumpkins in this build. I think it was a really good way to fill up dead space. So, and nothing says fall more than pumpkins. And if you're wondering why I'm saying fall, in Canada and the United States, we say fall instead of autumn. It doesn't sound as nice as autumn, but it is what it is. This is the front entrance area, which is where I guess you would like check in with your tickets, I guess. Although you could very easily sneak into this festival if you really tried, because there's not a lot of fencing around. And I used that table from Eco Lifestyle in the orange swatch because I thought it looked the most Halloween-y, but obviously covered it up with a lot of spooky day decorations to make it less eco-friendly and more spooky scary. And then I thought those like pylon cone things, I don't really know what they're for, but I thought it just made sense in sort of an industrial venue. This area of the build is actually my favorite part. Don't really know why, because there's just a bunch of pumpkins, but this is supposed to be like the photo opt area. A lot of places do this now, where if it's like an event, there's always like an Instagram wall or somewhere where you can like take your social media pics, and this is that area. So there's like a little billboard, which is from Cats and Dogs, so I just moved up using the 9 key, and I used some two columns from Outdoor Retreat, and then I just used those 2 paintings from, I think those are for Realm of Magic actually. And then in-game they like change into ghosts, so I thought that was like perfect. And then cluttered it up with some cobwebs from vampire stuff. And I really like those barrels. Those lights actually light up at night, which I thought was really cool because these aren't actually in like the lighting section, so I didn't actually know that was a thing. And those are from Cats and Dogs, so I don't think they're from By Debug either. You know what? Actually, maybe they are. I don't know. But anyways, they look nice. Oh, I do use Patchy again. And then I think I add the pumpkin that has the witch's hat as well at some point too. This is the area with the pumpkin carving station. I guess I go back to it. I don't know. I was kind of all over when I was building this, so I apologize that there's no kind of normal sequence, because I would just find an item and be like, oh, I need to use this. And at one point I wanted to use the roller rink from Seasons, but I was like, yeah, there's no way that's gonna fit anywhere here, and I'd rather have the pumpkin carving stations anyways. So, I mean, I guess if you really wanted more activities, you could somehow fit in the roller rink somewhere, but I don't know, I just felt like it didn't really make sense. Those picnic tables are from Island Living, I think. I just thought they looked the nicest. They were a little more rustic looking. And then behind those like vendor stalls, I just wanted a whole bunch of boxes, make it look like, again, just like their extra product or something, just to make it a little bit more realistic. And then on the actual tables, I think I just use a lot of stuff from Eco Lifestyle, like the fizzy juice from By Debug. I fill like one table completely with juices, which we can just imagine are fun, spooky day inspired drinks. Oh, and then I think at one point I put dog treats on the table. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. Oh, I do use candy at some point. Okay, that's good. So one table is actually Halloween inspired, and the other ones you just have to use your imagination. When I put the dog treats down, I was like, I know these are dog treats, but we're just gonna pretend that they are spooky treats. But yeah. Oh yeah, you can see I was just going to town with By Debug. I cut out a lot of footage of me literally just scrolling through all the stuff that we have, because I normally don't really use it that much. I just find it really difficult to find the stuff, so it just takes too long. But I will say I actually really like how this build turned out, mainly because of all the random stuff that I got to use, so maybe I will try to use some of that stuff in the future. Oh yeah, you can see here I'm using the dog treats. So just close your eyes and pretend that those are not dog treats. Oh, I think I tried to put lemons on there too. I don't know, I just really wanted this to be cluttered up, and we don't really have that much stuff. So this table I was gonna do books, and I was like, no, that's weird. I think I switch it to a bunch of weird statues, which I guess doesn't make any more sense than books would, but that's okay. Again, trying the books. I really wanted books, I don't know why. And yeah, that's dog food, so. I wish we had more clutter items for community lots, but like, that made sense. Yeah, so you can see I'm just using any random statue thing that I can find. I think it actually looks kind of nice though. I think it makes sense for, I don't know, like a little market area. Oh, and then I found those skulls, which I think just kind of tied everything together and made it a little bit more scary. Oh, and that little ghost gnome thing, which I didn't know existed in the game, I used throughout the haunted house, which you will see later. And then, I used the Strangerville. Oh, okay, that's the generator. I was very proud of myself. I was like, ooh, this makes sense, because someone would have to bring in this haunted house and like set it up and build it. And how would it get power? Obviously a generator. So I thought it just was very realistic. And then I was like desperately trying to find a sign to go here. Oh, and I put the outdoor retreat one in. It's supposed to be like a map. But realistically, this venue is very small, so I don't think you would get lost. But in my head, I was like, if this was a real life scenario, they'd probably have a map. But I was playtesting it, and I can't remember what the interaction is with that map, but it was really weird. It was like send to, not the forest. I don't think it would say send to the forest. I don't know. It was sending your sim somewhere, so you might want to delete it because it might glitch. I don't know, but or I'll delete it before I upload it. I don't know. I got a little sketched out. I was like, why would this send me to the forest? That's definitely not what it said either. But yeah, this is the interior of the haunted house. I just wanted it to be, again, very commercial. In real life, there are people jumping out and scaring you. We can't do that in The Sims, so I just used that little gnome that I was talking about, and I put him in every single room in like really weird positions. I switched out that couch for the organ from Vampire Stuff, and I put him with the organ. He goes in the bathtub, he goes in the fridge, and in that baby bassinet as well. So it's actually pretty creepy, and this house gets very dark when I add all the curtains and stuff, so it is actually a little bit scary. So you can send your Sims through and they might get a little spooked. I don't know. But yeah, we are actually pretty much coming to the end of the build. I think I just clutter up the rest of the house and add some stuff around the festival. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this spooky little build, and I will talk to you guys soon.